What is he looking for?
I'm dead.
What was that?
In the haunted woods is a haunted house, but this is no fairy tale.
Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. The woods around me are just one of the settings for the dramatic story of this week's location. Witchcraft, murder, robbery and human sacrifice are just a few of the things that are alleged to have happened here. This week, we're on the Essex coast, investigating one of the county's most infamous properties. And by spending 24 hours, we're hoping to uncover the truth behind the legend of Treasure Holt.
There's been a building on this remote site since the 1100s. It's been a haven for smugglers, an inn of disrepute, a hiding place for the King supporters, and the scene of satanic rituals. There are supposed to be several ghosts here that have been seen on many occasions. Will the Most Haunted team come face to face with any of them?
Now, who's going to be willing to spend 24 hours in one of Britain's most haunted locations? I hunted around, I rung a few people, and of course we came up with the usual crew, the happy crew. There's Mark smiling. They all seem very happy now, don't they? Yeah, you do. When the lights go off, it's a totally different story.
When we moved in, it was a very bad winter. We slept in the back bedroom. The kids was in the front bedroom in sleeping bags. And one night, my wife woke me and she said, quickly, a girl is sleepwalking. So I jumped out of bed and ran into the room, and we'd seen this young girl walk across the room. But when I got in the room, the young girl was gone, but my daughter was still in her sleeping bag. And that's the first time we see anything at all.
Some people make it their business to try and catch evidence of ghosts, and one of those people, of course, is Jason Carr, who's a parapsychologist. Now, what do you think about the story connected with Treasure Holt?
Well, it is, as you said, a story, and it's a very interesting story. It's a fantastical account of alleged happenings here. I think what's important here is that we concentrate on the actual sightings that have happened in the last 10, 20 years, where the current owners have seen themselves. I think those are the important aspects, and perhaps ignore certain aspects of the story itself.
OK, so not to get too carried away with
exactly.
the whole thing. One of the things that was supposed to happen here, of course, was black magic. Do you think that's true or not?
Well, you use the term black magic. Again, the story uses the terms Satanism and devil worship. Basically, it might boil down to witchcraft, which is a pre-Christian religion, the pagan religions, where people worship the earth and they used to dance around fires, as it says in the story. If that kind of worship or devoted thought happened on this land, then that might be a reason that psychics pick up emanations, because that devoted thought can leave supposedly a psychic imprint, and that's what psychics pick up on. So if you believe in that, then that could be why people have had unusual feelings here and feelings of presence.
Now, obviously, it's not just the house. We've already mentioned that, of course, it's the surrounding areas as well.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about tonight? What are you expecting to happen tonight with all of us?
There have been reported sightings both on the track that leads from the main house down to the main road, and also in this area and the lawns that are beyond, of two cavaliers, or a cavalier and a roundhead rather, fighting a duel, and the phantom monk of Simon, as the book says. But the monk ghost, and I was talking to the owner earlier on, he's seen it, but as he said, who's to say it's a monk? It was just a black figure, possibly robed, but he's associated with the monk legend. Now, obviously he's seen something, whether it's a monk or not, we don't know, maybe we'll know tomorrow.
Now, lots of people have seen things here and heard things. Now, is our psychic medium, Derek Akora, going to pick any of those things up? We'll find out when he arrives tonight.
The ghosts that I've seen don't even know you're there, I don't think. They just go about their business. I mean, I front to front with a cavalier on the stairs and he just took no notice. I did say, you know, whatever, and but he just vanished. He just faded slowly, but they take no notice. I was sitting downstairs with the wife late on Boxing night. We was both reading. She had the cat on the arm of the chair. And there was a whooshing sound down the side of the house. We took no notice, thought mini tornado, went out, had a look, there was nothing. It was very still. We went back in and there was another whooshing sound a short while later, and the kids come running down from upstairs and they said, we heard shots. So well, no, it wasn't shots, it was just a whooshing sound. And when we looked at the cat on the arm, it was standing up, growling like a dog with all its hair on end. And then the kids said, quick, look at the window. And when we looked at the window, Uncle Percy was standing there. He vanished up the stairs in the doorway that he put in, because he used to use that doorway when he come back from the pub and didn't disturb nobody. So, it was all covered over up the stairs. We've pulled it all down since, and there is a frame of a doorway that's all been blocked in. We was having friends over one Sunday, and we got up to make some sandwiches and left our friend in the front room. Suddenly he called out and he said, quick, come in here. And we run in to see what had happened, and he said there's a big grey bloke just walked across there and vanished up the stairs. You know, and we just said, oh, we'll have another drink and, you know, we'll have a look at it later. Anyway, I told the local historian who put it in the local paper, and a couple of nights afterwards we got a phone call from a woman who lived over in Constable country, and she said that was my Uncle Percy, you see. And I said, really? She said, yeah, a big tall fella, she said, grey suit, red beard. Well, we hadn't put red beard in the paper, so it was obviously her Uncle Percy, because he did have a red beard, but we never mentioned it. He's normally about Christmas he comes, but I don't know. You know, there is no time, no, you can't say it happens here, it happens there. It just happens. So whether it happens tonight or not, I don't know.
Lots of things have happened in this particular room. For instance, in 1910, some human bones were found right here under these floorboards. Now, the ghost of Uncle Percy has been seen on many occasions, and he actually appears at this window. Then he walks through this room and goes up these stairs. Now, the strange thing is, we've done a little bit of research and we found out that there was a gentleman called Percy Haywood, and he lived here in 1917. If you look at these two windows here, you'll see that they're a lot lower than the first window. And my thinking is that maybe that first window was a door. Now, of course, every house has its own cavalier. And Charlie has got his. And apparently, he lives at the top of the stairs. If you hear a scream, will you come running? This is certainly a very higgledy-piggledy house. Now then, in this room, a lady wearing a crinoline dress has been seen many, many times walking through here. Now, very recently, somebody actually took a photograph of the outside of the house. When they had the photograph developed, they actually saw the outline of a person staring out of this very window. Jason, tell me the ghost story connected with Treasure Holt.
Well, there are lots of different ghosts connected here, but probably the main ones are the story of the landlord and the landlady who used to run the inn here when the building was an inn. And they used to entice wealthy travellers to spend the night there by plying them with drink and food and putting them in a bedroom and murdering them for their wares. And they disposed of the bodies by chucking them down a trapdoor and into a well beneath. Now, that's probably just a fantastical story, but there may be a seed of truth in it, because there have been some bones unearthed within the house and within the grounds.
That's horrible.
It's not a nice story, it's a grim one. But where we're actually walking down now, this driveway, there's a story connected with a monk. Now, the monk is supposed to have come to Treasure Holt when it was an inn to try and stop the innkeepers from doing their evil deeds, if you like, and he somehow got involved with them and sort of fell from grace. And his ghost is supposed to haunt this driveway we've been walking, where he actually died himself. Now, interestingly, this is a legend, it's a story in the book, but it was seen 3 weeks ago by Charlie, and he saw a black figure which he perceives as this monk coming out just near the building, across the driveway and passing off and vanishing into the fields. And he didn't believe in it until he actually saw it. I was talking to him earlier on, and he's quite convinced that he saw something. Now, whether it was the monk or whether it was a black-robed figure is unknown, but he did see it, so we may be meeting him later.
This is all very frightening, actually, and then you've got the connections with witchcraft and sacrificial, I don't know.
You've got those tales again. There may have been witchcraft practiced here. I mean, we're in the middle of the countryside. In times past, the religion that people followed was paganism, or they were called heathens, and that basically means people of the heath, people in the countryside. It's all right, it's a bird.
See, you're freaking me out already.
And, well, you know, that kind of story to do with sacrifice is a pretty horrific story, but it's probably not true. There may be some truth in the fact of people dancing around fires and worshipping their gods, but that's probably, that's probably as far as it goes.
Have you ever, in your research, spent some time in a supposed haunted wood?
No, not in the woods.
Are you happy to do that?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Are you?
Yeah.
You are now?
I'm feeling brave,
Yeah, we've got the lights on now with the camera.
Yeah,
These people won't be here later.
Oh, they will. You all will. You're not
just
getting
you.
away from it. At one bit, nobody is. We're all in it together. No one is leaving me on my own.
I think you should do it on your own.
No, I'm
Yes.
not. Don't even mention that.
I think that's a good idea.
I'm not doing it on my own. I'm not doing it on my... God, Bennett.
To help with our investigation of Treasure Holt, Jason was setting up a motion detector to hopefully capture the movements of the ghost of the crinoline lady.
Basically, this is a very simple laser device, a bit like a burglar alarm, and I had our rigger Stuart design this and set it up for me. You can't see it with the naked eye, but there is a laser beam firing from this device to this device. Now, if I put the smoke machine on it, you can see it a bit clearer. And what I'm going to do is set this up in this room, and if anything crosses the beam, you heard that sound there, that will alert us and we'll come up and investigate. Now we're going to seal the room off so we can be sure that no humans have come in here. If a cat got in, there are several cats here, this is too high, the cats wouldn't be able to sort of break the beam, if you like. Now the reason I've chosen this room in particular is because the crinoline lady ghost has been reportedly sighted here twice, moving across the room. And also earlier on when the crew was setting up outside from the garden, one of them looked up into the window here and saw something move across the room. Now, we're not saying that's a ghost, but the description of the clothing this figure had didn't match any of the crew members or anybody in Treasure Holt at the time. So if there's anything in this room, this device will catch it.
Derek Okora, our spiritualist medium, had arrived. As always, the location was a complete mystery to Derek. So what will he make of Treasure Holt and its past?
Well, I can see it's a very old house, a very old property. And with it being an old house, I'm expecting to pick up maybe activity. They may not be. They may be quiet and want to stay in the background. Who knows?
I'm looking forward to going into the woods because we've looked at buildings before inside. I think looking at an exterior is going to be more exciting. There's more potential for things to happen because of a much bigger space. Having said that, there's a lot of natural things that can happen too, so I'm going to be very aware that it might be down to natural causes.
Well, I'm actually afraid of going into the woods, you know, I'm afraid of the dark, and I think if I would go out there, I know, you know, something might just be out there that would scare me a lot.
I'm actually hoping to actually see something physically. We've not seen anything like that on any of the other locations yet, and that's what I want to see. We've seen plenty of oars, but I actually want to see something like a ghost or an apparition.
I think I've got a reputation of being quite hysterical, and what I want to do is to stick it out all night, be completely rational and objective, not freak out and prove every one of the crew wrong.
It was time to show Derek around, and we were all keen to discover what he would make of the house with its many ghostly occupants.
Yes, and as we actually come into this large room, lounge, what have you, of ours, psychically, I'm getting these feelings of like pulling me sideways, backwards, and forward. And that, I feel, is all attributed to, as we're in this atmosphere now in this lounge, we could be in 5 different time zones. Times. Because, oh God, look at that.
What?
Oh, look at this.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say, talking to you, my view over in the corner is I'm seeing a monk. A monk? Let's get a bit closer if we...
I wish I could see it.
I hope you can.
wish I
Let's
could see
see.
it.
I'm just mentally asking, will he talk? He seems to be very, very keen to be looking in our direction. But, yes. Okay. Now, this doesn't belong to him. This building does not belong to him. Who's he, Sam? Yes. Simon. He gives the name Simon.
Is that the monk's name?
The monk. The monk. And, Oh, he's dishonest. He used to come here. He'd come here. He travelled.
Why would he come to an inn?
Let me find out. As he showed himself, he was holding something like this, you see, and inside was gold. He took them, he pilfered, he stole from the monastery. Is the monastery?
Which monastery is he from?
Hold on. It's a monastery nearby, a monastery, and there's tunnels. There's tunnels linked with this here. There's a tunnel. He used to come to the tunnel. He perished in the tunnel.
There's a tunnel here somewhere.
There's tunnels on these grounds here. There's a tunnel, and it's blocked off. But this monk, Simon, used to go down into the tunnel. There's a cavalier. There's a man here. There's a cavalier by the chair. I feel there's some kind of connection. And the monk, you see, as he shown himself, he then disappeared and off he went. So he didn't want the cavalier to see him.
Are they from the same time?
Same time, yes. He didn't want this cavalier to see him.
You get a name.
There's two people here. It's a man and a woman. A man and a woman. And they're calling Simon. They're calling him. Now this is, I'm going into residual time and energy with this. And they're talking. Thank you, Sam. They're allowing me to listen to a conversation. He's given them this stuff. He's given them, it looks like this box or something that he's got. Contains jewellery, money, gold. And he's given them. And that it's like as if they're patting him on the shoulder, well done. And it's a man and a woman that run an establishment. You know, there was deaths on this site. There was deaths going way back here, caused by the man and woman. These were people that used to travel to this inn, here, close by, to these grounds. And this man and woman who run this inn used to ply them with drink and food, and when they got tired, they would go asleep, they'd be encouraged to go to sleep. And whilst they were asleep, these two bad ones, the woman used to go in, not the man, the woman used to go in and take part of their money, their wealth, and then come out, and then they'd wake, and they'd feel as if the money, some money's gone, some money is gone, and they'd make some kind of excuse or something, and they were okay. They were the ones who lived. Thank you, Sam. These were the ones who lived. They were lucky. What happened? What happened, Sam? The ones, there was 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6 or people woke up and caught these people, and they were bludgeoned to death. He hit them with a big stave on the head and took the bodies away. What were they? What were they? They were merchants.
While you're getting all this information, which is quite specific, you're getting a lot of information for the monk.
Yes.
Do you have any other information of where he's from, or his surname, or what
I know
order?
he's linked with the monastery, and what he's done.
Monastery?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't tell
It's
you
just that I
It's a-
can't check the information without something
Okay.
specific. you know.
Okay. But it's to do with this place here.
Are you being led anywhere else? Because we're just staying in this one room.
Yes.
I think it'd be good for you
Okay.
to have a good old look round.
Yes. Okay.
The history of Treasure Holt was slowly being unravelled. It was slightly unnerving to know that so much had happened in this strange, crooked house, and we knew there was more.
I get a young lady, comes here, and your hair is lovely and blonde and light. Her hair was even a lighter tone, and I'm getting the essence of her up here. But again, this is residual, and I'm just trying to work out time scale with this lady, because she's got the beautiful long dress that's out here somewhere. Whatever they, they term that sort of dress. Who? Is that him shouting? Okay. Is he going to be... Where is he going to be? Downstairs. Okay.
Derek was aware of hearing a man's voice calling to him from downstairs. We were all a little surprised to discover, according to Derek, it was the ghost of Percy. He has been seen on many occasions walking from one side of the house and through a wall where a door used to be, and he was now communicating to us through Derek.
What's in my bed? Where's that door? Where's the door? I know my door, and I can't see my door. Unusual red beard, isn't it?
I can't see it. Why is it unusual?
You can't see?
What's unusual about it?
Because it's bloody red, man. Tell me what I'm doing, I'm the red beard, me. Where am I?
Can't you tell him he's dead? Can't you tell him he's dead? I can't not tell him he's dead. Well, because he might get all aggressive with him.
Percy, do you know you are dead?
Who's dead?
You're dead.
I had a good love here. I had a good love here.
What do you mean you had a good love? You had a partner here, a wife or a girlfriend or
What are
something?
they whispering about?
We've just got a battery that needs replacing, and I'm going to replace it.
See, cameras don't last forever, they die, like you've died.
I'm not dead. Silly. Yeah, great. This man, big fella, massive big man, very strong face, and a massive beard, and in a grey suit.
Can you find out what his surname is?
I'll ask, okay. He's not an angry man. He's not an angry man. He's a good man, actually. But he seems to be, I don't know, it's like as if he's trapped here. He's trapped. He knows no better. And yet, with this man, it doesn't go back that far.
Can you answer me a question, Derek, now that you're back here?
Yeah.
When the spirit entity allegedly was just talking through you and sort of temporarily possessing you, so to speak, he appeared to give lots of information quite freely and answer questions quite freely.
Did he? Yeah.
But nothing extremely specific that I could say, wow.
Jason, I know we're always talking about this in discussions. We've got a thing called free will in this life. When we leave the physical body, whether we transcend and go truly into the realms of light, to spirit world, or we stay close to this atmosphere, that free will seems to become even greater in the essence of this person's understanding would probably be checking you out if it wasn't you, and another parapsychologist, and would not be reading your mind, would understand and give you a hard time in not giving you.
Well, it doesn't give me a hard time. It just
Well, no,
means that I can't
this is the
prove
way
you're
they are.
correct.
Oh, right. Well, whether it's correct in that essence, I'm not going to change. I can't change the atmosphere and the atmospheric feelings of when someone comes close like this. But from what I can gather, what's just been happening, I'd be greatly, greatly, greatly surprised, if not shocked, if this man hasn't been seen in this dwelling.
Shall we turn the lights off, everyone?
With the lights off in Treasure Holt, Derek felt drawn to go upstairs. Derek has a spirit guide called Sam. He's a spirit being who gives information to Derek from people who have departed from this world. Sam had more to reveal to Derek about the house.
All right, okay, that's better. 1500 and something. Something was taken away, and I feel it has something to... What's it got to do with, Sam? Something take away the monastery. Take away the monastery. And it was round that time. Oh, there's a lady. Another lady. Oh gosh. It belonged to that time. Look what she's shown me, a cross. And she showed me rosary beads. Oh gosh, did she have a faith that she was a Catholic? What? Countess? Countess what? This lady who's here is a countess. Countess. And, oh, she had a faith under the Catholicism. And it's like as if she's shaking her head because people come here and they destroyed all her belief and her faith and damaged all her belongings and looted and took away a lot of her. Can anyone see her here in the corner? Just here. This lady, as she's shown herself, she is a lovely soul. She just emanates goodness. And you know, she would be in her late 40s, probably. Late 40s. And she's so humble looking as well.
She's sat in that chair now?
Yes, she's there.
If I go over there, will I be able to feel her?
I should hope so. I hope so. Just take your time.
She must be very small because this is a child's chair.
She is small. You know, can I just say this to you now? As she's there, she hasn't budged one iota, and I can see her very, very clearly, and she knows that we're talking about her. She knows I'm, you know, talking about her, and, you know, she nodded her head there in a feeling of approval to me. You know, yes, that's correct, although the words weren't coming to me. That's correct about me. But she was so hurt and upset when these ruthless barbarians came along and ransacked this home, this place where she was, and they destroyed all her things that had anything to do with her faith. And Sam keeps on calling her Countess, Countess, Countess.
Do you feel anything, Jason?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, whether you're feeling anything, Jason, the emanation of the love and everything is with that lady there, and she hasn't budged. She wanted to make her self known, and she's done it in a very, very, very in a quietude. Now, if she's coming here in visitation, because she's certainly not residual stuff, it means that she helps the benevolence and the benign, friendly atmosphere that is here presently, because some of the stuff that goes way back is not managed to stain too much or dishevel the atmosphere. In other words, the present occupiers would not feel under threat or anything like that because of her faith and walking around.
While we were inside, Carl and Rick took the chance for a quick visit to the haunted woods. Although the whole crew would be walking there later, eager as ever, they couldn't wait to see if anything startling might happen.
How do you feel, Rick? All right, just cold. Not at all in the slightest scared. It's usually when you're not scared or something.
It's usually when you don't expect anything that... Now, apparently it was around here that the monk was seen, and just walked across the path right in front of you now. That was close. Did you hear that? That was close. I just keep hearing noises. It's over there. It's behind me. It's definitely behind me. You go first.
I'm sorry, but there's something extremely odd.
It's like It's like rustling. Yeah, but it seems high up.
Did you say that?
Yeah. Shit. What?
Did you see anything?
No, I'm just... It wasn't that.
Mass hysteria.
No, something just went...
It's mass hysteria.
There's only two of us. How mass can that be?
While the woods proved scary, back inside the house, Derek had led us to another bedroom where the lady in the crinoline dress likes to walk. But was it her ghost that was making a lot of reported noises?
You say just before we came into this room that you were picking up the essence of a little boy.
A little boy.
Yeah.
And I feel like this little boy comes here. I'm not totally certain yet whether he is constantly here, but I'm getting visitation, and I feel at the times of the knocks and the bangs, the emanations would be caused by the little boy. He's not in any way a bad, evil child or anything. I feel as if he clings on to here with love.
Do you know who the little boy is?
His name's Michael, but people called him Mikey.
How old is he?
5.5, 6. That's all. He wouldn't reach 7. I feel he had conditions to his physical. He broke out in this terrible rash, and it made his face and his glands here swell. High temperatures. And I saw someone stroking his head. That was a woman's hand, and a very high fever. He died with fever.
Scarlet fever.
It's a fever. It's a fever.
With so many ghosts dwelling in a house with such a history, Jason wanted to try a contact experiment with a few members of the crew.
Hey guys, what I want to do is another experiment that we haven't tried so far, and that is to hold what's maybe termed a seance or a sitting or a communication. Basically, it's where we'll all sit around, hold hands, and we'll try and talk to any alleged spirit presences that are here. Now, I'm not a medium, so I've sat in on hundreds of seances. Nothing happens usually. I've seen a few things that may or may not be unusual. Probably nothing will happen, but we've got 2 experiments here set up on the table as well, which is the EMF meter and the temperature gauge. So if there's any fluctuations in the electromagnetic field or in the temperature in the room, we will register that. So what we'll do is we'll all hold hands. The reason we do that is to link our energies, if you believe in that kind of thing.
Fingers.
Link our fingers, yeah. And the ghosts or the spirits will use our energy collectively to cause any phenomena or manifest. That's the theory. So whatever happens, we must not lose the link on our fingers, okay? So is everyone ready?
Yes.
Okay, what we're going to do, we've got a candle here, not for effect, it's for a purpose, it's a focus. So what I want everyone to do is look at the candle for just for a few moments and focus on it and try and clear your mind. Okay, we'll shut our eyes now. If there is anybody there, give us a sign that you can hear me and understand me. If you can knock once for yes or twice for no. Is there anybody there? I can feel like a breeze coming from that end of the room towards here. Can anyone else feel that?
Yeah,
on their hands?
No,
I feel it.
I can feel it on the side of my face.
But was it there before, or is it just because I took my coat out? What?
Something's...
Don't open your eyes, anybody. What did you feel?
I just felt something move my hair.
What, like tone? If there is a presence here or a discarnate entity that's trying to communicate with us or give us a sign, thank you. We acknowledge your presence by giving us these signs, but can you give us something stronger? If you're causing this breeze that I'm feeling...
Orb on this camera.
Really? Where's it? Can you tell me where it went?
It came from behind Stuart and towards Bev.
Is there anybody here? Please, we really, really want to make contact with you.
Well, that breeze is now very, very strong.
It is, isn't it?
Very
Can you
strong.
feel it now?
Yeah,
I can feel it. It's getting stronger.
Oh, yes, it is.
It is
It's
getting
right across
stronger.
my leg.
If you're still in the room with us, Thank you for giving us these signs, if that's what they are, with the temperature alterations and the touches. If you can do something greater and use our collective energy as a source, and use the energy to manifest in any way you can do to come closer to us, please do that.
Somebody keeps tickling the top of my head. Who is it? Do it again, if there is somebody there.
Actually, I have to say your hair is standing up. There's a bit of your hair that's just pointed up.
Well,
It's
it
just
feels
like a
static
pyramid
and
of
it's
hair.
hot.
It is.
Isn't it?
Your hair is all standing up.
It wasn't like that before.
It's still there. Can you see
Yeah.
it?
That must have happened while we had our eyes shut.
It's so hot, the top of my head is hot.
Did you feel that? Yes, I thought that was you breathing.
Oh my God.
There was a cold blast. Was it on your left
In my
hand?
face.
Oh, right.
I'm getting really frightened now.
Don't be frightened.
Yes. It's like a
Blast of cold air.
Yeah.
I thought, that's so strange, I thought it was something exhaling.
It's almost like someone's opened a freezer door and shut it again, and it's like happening infrequently.
That's
That
exactly what it's
Yeah.
like.
It really has gone a lot colder. Oh, it feels
Orb again.
colder. Again.
It came from Stuart, and it's heading this way. And back. It's gone back exactly where it came from, back towards Stuart's knee.
So it's come over towards the camera and then
And it
come
went back
towards
again.
us.
Yeah.
In the short time we spent trying to communicate with any spirits, we had caught on camera 3 orbs, which are said to be the first manifestation of a ghost. This particular orb seems to flicker, which is thought to be fluctuations of energy through the sphere. Apart from these, everyone experienced a drop in temperature, but just how much?
We're just going to check the temperature gauge to see what the minimum and maximum was throughout that period. It started off at 17.4, which is what it was when we began the seance, I checked. And it's gone up to 18.6.
I was freezing.
But it's interesting that it's gone up when we experienced it going down.
It was time to do battle with the cold and our fear, as we had to go into the woods. A lot of ghosts have been seen wandering aimlessly around at night, and Charlie seemed a little nervous about us venturing out.
I'm not going outside because it might be Uncle Percy getting the hump.
Well, do you really get the hump?
Well, I don't know. What is he looking for?
A small group of us went out into the grounds of Treasure Holt. Jason, Marcel the makeup lady, Bev the director and myself. This was the moment that Marcel wanted to prove to the rest of the crew that she could walk through some haunted woods without becoming hysterical.
This is where the sighting of the 2 cavaliers has happened, or the cavalier and the roundhead fighting on the lawn. This is where it's meant to have occurred.
Remember, there's wildlife out here. I've got to say, I'm back in that... That was the wildlife.
Come back with the torch!
Nice start, Marcel.
The pheasants taking off from the undergrowth had managed to cause Marcel to lose her sanity yet again. As we walked deeper into the woods, our laughter slowly died away and was replaced by unexpected fear. This wasn't so much fun anymore.
Oh my God!
Wait, what?
It's footsteps.
What did you say?
I can hear footsteps.
No footsteps.
No, that was flapping over
No,
there.
it wasn't. I heard some footsteps. What was that? What was that behind you?
No, listen, everyone,
There was
listen
a
to
whooshing
me.
noise.
Listen to me. All stay together. If you get scared, don't run off. Stay together.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm petrified.
Did you hear that?
No.
Behind you?
No, I'm not looking either.
Jason,
It's all right. You're okay.
It's all right, Marcel.
Listen,
we're
don't
all
run
right
off.
here.
We're all together.
I'm not
here.
going
It's
to run
fine.
off. I'm not going to leave you. You should have more faith in me.
That's where I heard it from before. It's probably an animal, but it didn't sound it.
Please, can we go inside?
Do you want to walk back?
What's the bearings? Which way?
That way. No, that way.
Back inside the house, in the room where the motion detector had been set up earlier, something had been caught on our locked-off night vision camera. We had caught something very similar on another location, Culzean Castle in Scotland. Could they be the beginnings of a ghost manifestation? We don't know. But what we can say is they will definitely cause a great deal of interest in the paranormal field.
Well, the residual energy first took me when I come to the house in the essence of I seem to be taken into, the way I describe it, into layers of pictures, if you like, of different times. And the unusual thing that's never happened to me before, and it could be because of the strength of the residual energy here, is that I was being walloped back into one, then pushed forward, not just like from one step to another. It was back, way forward, then back to a higher level from the lowest, and then back. And you know, my head was spinning, but it was worthwhile, and it was lovely to experience.
The seance experiment that we did was interesting. At the time, we all seemed to feel temperature variations, breezes, people touching our hair. Now, we had a temperature gauge there registering the temperature. It didn't register a drop, quite the opposite. It registered that the temperature went up.
Well, at times, it can be a very good vehicle, and provided that the seance is run in a disciplined way, you can get great results.
During the seance, it was noted that Yvette's hair had sort of somehow stuck up in the middle. Now, nobody noticed this at the beginning, and she did say that she felt something touching her hair. So it's interesting to look at the tapes back before the seance started and as we were sitting down to see if her hair was sticking up or whether that was perhaps due down to something else that we can't explain at this point.
After last evening's investigation, I would pin it down 9 out of 10 to be activity brought about by one of the spirit people that were actually active in the home. And I've put it down, almost certain it could be our good friend Percy.
Treasure Holt is a fantastic story. It's a ridiculous story in a way. You've got every kind of ghost you could possibly think of here, and they've been massively embellished, I'm sure. There are probably some seeds of truth in it. But having said that, there are contemporary sightings, and those I think are what we need to remember. The monk, or an image which might be a monk, has been seen. A lady in a long dress has been seen, and also the cavalier.
The ghosts, the spirits that are here are people, again, that have had a great deal to do with the building, so it was lovely to experience.
Well, how many times do you get the chance to spend 24 hours in a haunted house, be involved in a séance, walk through haunted woods and watch a medium be in contact with the dead? Well, that's all in a night's work for most haunted. We shall see you on the next location. In the meantime, sleep tight.
Just heard it again. Well, it's like footsteps, but not crunching on anything, like hard footsteps.